want to teach how to make use of how to manage your expenses in the school. So to be able to do that, once you log in, just go straight to Finance Manager. Then under the Finance Manager, you're going to see different menus, the income, the expenditure, and the rest of it. So in this case, we are going to go move to school expenditure. Now on the school expenditure, the first thing we are seeing here is manage interest. Now this is where if interest is given, the interest has to be recorded in the school in the system so that when the person who receive the interest is making expenses, he can make the expenses from the interest. That is for those that make use of interest. So let's say this is the person that we are giving the interest, and we tell the system the account number that the interest is coming from, the date. So the date is 10th. Let's say the interest is 5,000. So this is how to give interest. So when this person with this ID logs into the system, and wants to make expense. Now, this person must be somebody who is also in finance, in finance team or depository team. So when he wants to make expenses and he's posting it on the system, he's going to post it from the interest given to him. Then after that, we also have managed expenditure category. Now, this expenditure category is where you categorize different expenses that we make. For example, let me just use two as an example. We have utility as category, we save it. Then we have mm, what other category? Let's say we have maintenance. So now these are the categories we have in our expenses. So every expenses we're going to make is going to be categorized. For example, we have here fuel, we have utility, and we have maintenance. So after the categorization, we move to manage expenditure master. Under manage expenditure master, there are different things we can define under it. Like here, we already have bus fuel is categorized under fuel. So we can say also under fuel, we can say generator fuel. So we select under the we have expenditure type. Which kind of expense is this? Is recurrent expenditure. So we can say generator fuel is under fuel. Still under fuel, we can say okay, let's move to utility. Under utility, which is also a recurrent, we have something like water bill, which is under utility. Still under utility, we have something like which is still recurrent. We have, let's call it neighbor bill, for example, and the rest of it. So let's just use these two as an example. So we have defined our expense master, we have defined our expense category. So every expenses we are going to will be making is going to be on recorded based on what the expense is on. So when there's an expenses, what I need to do is to go to record expenses. And to record these expenses, now the system is asking me, are you going to be expense from the impress? If I select impress, it's showing that my impress is zero. But if it's somebody that we have already given impress, it will show you the amount, um, your balance of interest. But you can also say, okay, the money is being paid from this particular account. The account number is already recorded, registered in the system, and who are we paying? For example, let's say the person's name is Aziz, and the date is 10th. The category, what are we paying for? We're paying for utility, or let's say the vendor is, let's call them Water Corporation, and utility. The item is water bill. The amount is, let's say, 5,000. And if there's a receipt you want to upload, you can use this place to upload the receipt. If there's a further description, you can enter it here. After that, you click save. So this is just how we post our expenses. So let's post another one from the same account. Let's say this time the vendor or the person is in this case, let's say it's electricity. So it's NEPA. The vendor is, you can use any vendor, let's say EKDC, for example, that is the vendor. The date is today. Now it's under utility. In that utility, we have NEPA bill and amount, this is 20,000. Then we save. So this is basically how to record expenses on the system. Then if I go to report, and this report just shows you the expenses that you've been making, and once you open the report, that is the report under this school expenditure. It shows you the date that the report is. This is May 11 to June 10. So it just give you like 1 month, um, 1 month report, May 11, because today is June 10th. But I can decide to change the date. I have now select my start date and end date. But in this situation where we have this report, so the first report we have here is the expense item report, which is going to give a breakdown of this is the date the expenses was made, this is the item, water bill, never bill, this is the category, utility, this is the source where the money was paid from, 5,000, and this one is 20,000. So that's actually how it was. Now you can also down here you have a categorized report which all the expenses that we made so far for that period of 1 month each under utility. So we have it here to 5,000. You can as well click on this icon to see a breakdown of all the expenses. Now if it is under different categories, you see other categories. But if you still look at it here, there's 20,000, 5,000. That is this category, which is everything is under utility to 5,000. Then under the source, okay, 5,000 was spent from here, 20,000 was spent from here, and which when you click on this, it will also show you the breakdown of the things that was spent from that particular source. So that is actually how the manager works. Now, if you go to normal report, from this normal report, it will give us the ability to look at our profit and loss based on the expenditure we've made. For example, let's just say is from June this to June 1st to June 30th, and we run the reports. Now, the income is zero. We are not working on income now. So, we've not entered any income for this period. So, the income is zero. The utility expenses, we have utility, which is 25,000. That total expense 25,000. Total income is this. Total expenditure is this. So, our net income is minus 25,000. So, this is basically how the profit and loss works in this. Then we can as well look at the dashboard. The dashboard will also show us a it will not give us expanded time. Like here is showing from this period to this period the expenses and everything, just a dashboard of how the income has been, the expenditure has been. So this one is give us a lot of income, like we have the junior base, bulls, log and everything. So in this case, total income is 56 million and some fractions, and the total expenditure is this, and the income, the expense, and everything. So this is actually how this place works. So if you have any further question regarding school expenditure, please you can send us a message regarding that.